They vanished from history, but not from the promise. The true sons of Abraham are rising again, through blood, through mercy, through submission.
Previously, we returned to the roots of the covenant, not as a religion, not as a system of rituals, but as a promise written in blood. We saw that Eliezer was faithful, but not of the blood. We saw Isaac chosen for a mission, and Ismael entrusted to carry forward the seed. We saw that the covenant was never abolished. Only the conditions of Sinai were broken. And then they vanished, not by accident, but by purpose. The covenant at Sinai was conditional, a solemn agreement, a sacred pact with blessings for obedience and curses for rebellion. Deuteronomy 28:1. If you fully obey, all these blessings will come upon you. Deuteronomy 28:15. But if you do not obey, all these curses will come upon you and overtake you. Curses of famine, of war, of humiliation. And finally, Deuteronomy 28:64, Yahweh will scatter you among all peoples, from one end of the earth to the other. This scattering was not just a consequence, it was the final stage of the curse. But even in this final act, there was something hidden, a mercy behind the curse. They broke the covenant, not once, but over and over again. They turned their backs on Yahweh, abandoned His commandments, chased other idols, Jeremiah 11:10. They have turned back to the iniquities of their forefathers. They have broken my covenant, which I made with their fathers. Yahweh had every right to act in final judgment. He could have erased their existence, just as He did in Sodom, just as He did in Noah's time, just as He threatened during the golden calf rebellion. Exodus 32:10. Leave me alone, that my anger may burn against them and I may destroy them. Then I will make you into a great nation. But He didn't. Instead, He chose scattering. A punishment, yes, but a punishment filled with strategy. A strategy of mercy. Because scattering conceals, but it does not cleanse. It hides, but it does not heal. Planting them in distant lands didn't erase their sin. This was not replacement. This was not abandonment. This was a divine reset. Scattering leads to assimilation. Assimilation erodes memory. They forgot the covenant. They forgot the name. They forgot the law. Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And when they forgot, they could no longer be judged as covenant holders, not because Yahweh was unfaithful, but because there was no longer an Israel that remembered who they were. What looked like wrath was actually restraint. What looked like judgment was actually preservation. He scattered them not to destroy their bloodline, but to delay judgment until remembrance could be restored. Hosea 1:10. In the place where it was said to them, "You are not my people," there it will be said, "You are sons of the living Elohim." Ezekiel 16:59. You have despised the oath by breaking the covenant. They turned to idols. They profaned the Sabbath. They gloried in the bloodline, but forgot obedience. The covenant turned from blessing into curse, and the curse became scattering. But even in this exile, the promise still lived. The northern tribes were the first to vanish. Then Judah and Benjamin were taken. But they weren't wiped out. They were hidden. Hosea 1:9. Call him Lo Ammi, for you are not my people. Hosea 1:10. Yet in the place where it was said, "You are not my people," it shall be said, "You are sons of the living Elohim." They disappeared into Arabia, into Persia, into India, into Ethiopia, into China, and elsewhere in the world. Their skin changed, their language changed, even their names changed, but the promise remained. Allah did not scatter them to forget them. He scattered them to redeem them differently. Quran Suratul An'am 88-89. These are those to whom we gave the book, the judgment, and the prophethood. But if they disbelieve in it, we have entrusted it to a people who are not disbelievers in it. A new nation would rise, not to replace Israel, but to carry the deen of Abraham when Israel failed to carry it. This is not a change in the promise, it is the fulfillment of it. Islam was not a religion, it was the original path restored. Quran Surah Ali Imran 95. Follow the deen of Abraham, upright, and he was not of the polytheists. The return path was not a temple, not a priesthood, not a race. It was submission. It was Islam. You can trace your bloodline. You can search for Semitic ancestry. But Allah never said, "Prove your lineage." He said, "Submit. Walk the path of Abraham." They vanished, yes, but they were never lost. They were preserved for a return, and that return begins in Islam. Next episode, preview. Episode 3. Blood alone was never enough. The covenant's real ears. We will expose the error of bloodline pride, revisit the parables of Yahushua, and discover how Samaritans, exiled tribes, and forgotten people were called home, not as converts, but as restored children.